Well, corporate values sets the guiding principles for our people, how to behave while working for us, how we conduct our business. It can also be used not only in the workplace, but also in your life. These values are valuable sets of rules that are proven through history. If you go and look at historically, the most successful businesses in the world have very clear, concise values that the company lives by. It's not 10 or 12 or 30 rules. It's 5 very simple rules and principles that our people can follow. It is not a rule that if you break it, you will lose your job or anything like that. It is guiding principles that we all aspire to follow, to keep yourself safe in the workplace. One of the reasons is our business is inherently working with very high levels of energy in the workplace. We have electrical powers of high voltage. We have people working at heights above 5, 6, even 10 meters. We're sinking shafts over 600 meters deep. We have mobile equipment which are enormous, transporting rock over 240 tons per load. And these vehicles has enormous wheels and can drive over a light vehicle without the driver even knowing about it. So these rules, specifically the safety one, is to guide us to work safely and to always remember it's a very important rule. Safety is, first of all, it sets a few rules based on the risk. All our work and our equipment is designed specifically based on that the operator can do the work safely. If he choose or she choose to take a shortcut, unfortunately, it can be a fatality. And that is our job as supervisors, to ensure our people always follow the rules, do over-inspections, but it all comes back to behavior. And our people who's listening to this, is very important that you make the right choice every time you do the job. No job in this company is so important that you need to risk your own life to do the job. Inherently, all our process is not designed for that. And if you see that you cannot do your job, always put up your hand. Put up your hand and tell your supervisor, I cannot. And I always want to say that nobody can be forced by a supervisor to do a shortcut or an unsafe task. You cannot just walk away and say, I cannot do it, and don't do anything about it. Report it to your supervisor, and if he doesn't want to listen, go one step up. We have levels of that, and what we do want to do in our culture is a blame culture. We don't want to have a blame culture. We want our people to openly come forward, report unsafe acts, say something if it's unsafe, and then we can do something about it. That's our jobs as supervisors, managers, directors of the group, to keep the people safe. That is our main objective here. If I see you doing something unsafe, if I don't do anything, if I don't intervene, if something happened to you, yes, you broke the rule, you did something unsafe, but I will be responsible for that as well. I'm guilty. I'm partly partner in crime, if I can say, if I haven't intervened, if I haven't stopped you from doing that. And I think that is our biggest challenge here, is that sometimes people feel, no, you're not the supervisor, why? It's nothing to do. I work in the mine, you work in the process plant, but you know nothing about processing. Why you tell me about that? Safety is very simple. It's very simple in the concentrator, same principles that work in the mine, work in our building here where I sit, we all need to know. It's very simple, very straightforward. I can tell you, if something looks unsafe, most likely it is unsafe. And I think that's the common rule here. You don't need to be a specialist to see, listen, what that person doing there doesn't look very safe. Nothing stops us to just say, listen, have you thought about this? Have you done your slam? Because what actually it is about is, I care about you. I don't want you to get injured. So it's all about the caring part. It's not about trying to point out that you did something wrong and we will try and find the guilty party. That's the blame culture that our company does not go along. We don't want that. There's nothing wrong with an operator. When I walk upstairs, don't take my hands onto three-point contact. I will appreciate if he comes forward and tell me, listen, sir, it's not very safe what you're doing. Oh, thank you very much. And I think that's what we want to achieve here, is like, I look after you, you look after me. That's the collective beauty about working collectively as a team.